Good morning, guys. Welcome to my replay viewers. Thank you guys so much for jumping in, checking out my broadcast. Sorry I missed you live, but so glad you guys took some time to check it out. What is up to my live crew this morning? Great to see you all this morning. So glad to have you here. I appreciate y'all coming in to hang out with me on this Wednesday morning. Jacqueline, great morning to you. Galinda, great morning to you. Brian, good morning to you. And Adam, I see you as well. Stacy, good morning to you. Tracy, good morning to you. Y'all are amazing, and I appreciate you. We're going to talk a little bit about branding today. We're going to take it from a different angle. I'm going to talk today this morning about, I'm going to give you guys 5 strategic ways that you can either start up or level up your branding and attract new business. So I'm kind of going to tackle both angles of our businesses. So those guys that are brand new, that are just trying to figure some things out, these 5 things are going to give you a very good starting point as to what you should be doing with your branding in the online space. And for those guys that have been with us or been working on your brand for a while, and maybe you've been in the game for maybe a year, 2 years, 5 or more years, this is going to give you some things to look at and be like, you know, maybe I need to shift that, maybe I need to adjust that, maybe I need to expand that. So we're going to talk about 5 strategic ways to either start up or level up your branding and attract new business. That is our conversation for today. Kathy, great morning to you. Michelle, good morning. Kat, good morning. Jamie, what's happening, girl? It's nice to see you in here. Ethan, I see you. Good morning to you. All you guys that know me, you know who I am, you know how I roll. I would love to have you hit that share button and invite your crew into the broadcast. Get anybody in here that you think may want to hang out with us and take part in this conversation this morning. All right, Nigel, good morning. I see you. And then if anybody's brand new, if you've never seen me before, if you have no idea who I am, first of all, welcome. I would love to greet you into the broadcast and say hello. If you want to give me a hashtag first time and let me know if it's the first time you've ever seen me, I would love to say hello. And my crew would love to make you feel welcome. So let me know if it is the first time you've ever joined in with us. And then lastly, guys, I very much appreciate every single one of y'all that is checking this out on the replay. Those guys that are on the replay, I would love for you to know that you can comment and interact with this broadcast. I'd love for you to give me a hashtag replay. I do see those comments and I do respond to those as well, so I would love to know that you were here. All right, on that note, guys, we're gonna roll because I do not waste my time and I choose not to waste yours, so let's jam. All right, y'all, that is who I am. That is what I do. Justin Kaplan Pro is my name. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I'm a startup business mentor and a branding strategist that specializes in helping startup entrepreneurs turn your passion, your ideas, your gifting into a profitable and sustainable brand that rises up in this challenging digital marketplace to draw in the 21st century consumers that want and need what you have to offer. Guys, I broadcast live every single weekday morning from Tuesday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hooking you guys up with business building tips, hacks, and principles. Anything I can give it up to grow your business, expand your ministry, bring your vision to life, and grow that brand of yours online in this digital marketplace. All right? Super excited to share this content with you this morning. Actually, I have a quick announcement for you that I'm very excited about, something I've been working on with my app, actually. So in case you don't know, we have a JC Pro app available at the iOS store and the Google Play App Store. If you do not have it, highly encourage you to get it. Somebody give me a hashtag got it in the chat stream if you are currently wearing the JC Pro app on your mobile device. This is, baby, you can drop my JC right on your home screen, which would be amazing. And I'm super excited about this thing. So if you do not currently have my app, you can go to jcproapp.com. I would love for one of my crew members to drop that in the chat stream, please. jcproapp.com. That'll take you straight to a link where you can get it on the iOS store or the Google Play Store. But I want to show you something real quick when you go into my app. So one of the most valuable and coolest things that I built into this app, y'all, is my training library. So y'all know that I share a lot of content and I share a lot of good content. So when you go into my app, this is free. You can use this when you click on training library. That's going to take you straight into straight into all my broadcasts that I do, just a quick library of all the broadcasts that I do. One thing that I'm going to start doing now, per request of my clients, is one of the things that I put in these broadcasts, or in my replay broadcast, is not only can you access my video of the day, but you can also access my quote of the day, as well as all my notes for the broadcast. So it's a great way to watch my broadcast as well as have my notes in front of you. So one of the things that I'm doing now is I'm going to be pre-posting my current day's broadcast ahead of the broadcast. So today's broadcast is already in the app. So this is going to post just before I go live. So Rise Above the Noise is already in here, which is what we're talking about today. My quote of the day is already in here, as well as my key points are already in here. The really cool thing about this is if you want to stay off Facebook and you don't want to have to find me on Periscope or whatever, you can go straight into my app. You can swipe that image and you can click this and you can actually watch me live in my app. So I am currently live in my app right now, and if you want to be able to get my content right here, you can watch me live right there. So I'm actually live in my app right now, and that's a great way that if you just want to go straight to the JC Pro app and watch me there, you can do so. Now, I will say that when you're watching me live here, you're actually watching me on YouTube. All right, so you can comment there and you can interact there if you want to, but you're going to be interacting on YouTube. So if you're the type of person that's social and you like all the comments and the interactions and you like interacting with everybody, you're going to want to be on Facebook because that's where a majority of the volume and the traffic is interacting with me. But if you just want to get the content, you can go straight here. Now you can, like if you click this, and you can't comment on the YouTube broadcast when you're watching me here live, but you can open this up. You can share it. You can actually go and open it up on YouTube, and then you can comment on YouTube. But if you want to get the content there, you can absolutely do that, and you can watch me live. So I'm currently live in my own app, and you've still got the notes right there with you. It's just awesome. I'm just very excited about it. So FYI, wanted to let you know that I made that available for you. So, if you do not currently have the app, get it, y'all. jcproapp.com is where you pick that thing up. All right, let's dive into our content for today. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Linda. I want to make sure I didn't miss nobody. I think I said good morning to Kathy, but I'll say it again. Good morning. Very excited about that one. Let's go. We're talking today about 5 ways to level up your branding, to either start up or level up your branding in this year and attract some new business, okay? As always, I will summarize my points for you at the end of the broadcast, but the best place to get those is in my app, jcproapp.com. All right, my quote of the day today, I'm going to start you out with my quote of the day. Daniel, what's up, man? Appreciate you being here. My quote of the day is by Sir Richard Branson. Genius Richard Branson, one of the most influential, powerful entrepreneurs to ever walk the face of the earth, founder of Virgin Businesses, Virgin Enterprise, Virgin everything. Richard Branson's amazing, and Richard is very, very good with branding. Love his stuff. And Richard says this about branding. Richard says, branding demands commitment to continual reinvention, striking chords with people to stir their emotions, and an intentional focus on imagination. I'm going to say that again. Branding demands commitment. A commitment to continual reinvention. Somebody put continual reinvention in the chat stream. Continual reinvention, striking chords with people to stir their emotions, and an intentional focus on imagination. I love that. Because branding really needs to have an element of creativity to it, where you have to... branding is not something that you set your branding at the beginning of your business and like, there you go, I'm done, my branding is done, and I can just go and run my business forever. Branding needs to be revisited. And you need to be constantly thinking about, what am I doing to reinvent myself? What am I doing to refresh myself? What am I doing to show people new things, to strike new chords with people, to really engage their emotions, and to be imaginative, to be creative, to be innovative. Innovative is a powerful word, and I think it's very, very important for all of us to be creative and imaginative and innovative with our brands, to be thinking about what have we done up until now, and what are we doing to move ourselves forward, to show people that we're not the same old business, and that we're continually finding ways to shift and adjust and change with the constantly shifting and adjusting and changing marketplace, okay? So I'm going to give you a few things to think about this morning. 5 strategic ways to either start up or level up your brand. TC, what's up, girl? It's nice to see you. Jacqueline, good morning. Kathy, good morning. All right, the first one I'm going to give you is just real quick, and we already talked about this yesterday, so I'm not going to expand upon it in great detail. But the first one I'm going to give you is to identify and or expand your hireable superpowers. So yesterday we talked about basically how to identify your superpowers. I asked you, I think, nine very no, Lee said when you put JC Pro app in the app store, it tells me no results. If you actually just go to the website jcproapp.com, that'll give you the links to download from the app store. Or if you just go straight to your app store, you're going to search Justin Kaplan Pro. jcproapp.com is a website, and that just makes it easier to find the links. All right, Camille, good morning to you. So yesterday we talked about how to identify your hireable superpowers, and I think I asked you 8 questions yesterday. If you are trying to identify what you're hireable for and what you could really be selling, that is a good way to figure that process out. Or if you're already been in business for a while and you're like, maybe you're already selling something, but you're trying to expand upon that, you're trying to figure out how you expand upon your hireable superpowers, it's a great way to ask those questions and expand upon that. So when I give you this, number 1, identify and expand your hireable superpowers. Your superpowers are your gifts, your natural abilities, the things that the Lord planted inside of you. And he's given you the ability to earn wealth. Thank you, Camille. He's given you the ability to earn wealth. And so every single one of us have something. Every one of us have a gift, an ability, an idea that we can leverage to earn money. So my broadcast yesterday teaches you how to uncover that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because we spent a whole broadcast on that yesterday. But number 1 is to either identify what your hireable superpower or superpowers are, or to expand upon those. And the reason why I say expand is because I think it's very easy for some of us that have been in business for a while to kind of hang your hat on one specific thing. And then this is what I've been doing for a while, and this is what I sell. But then now is a great time to really stop and pause and be like, you know, what else could I be expanding my business into? If you've been selling the same thing for a long time, it's a great time to expand into something else. And I actually do this all the time. I've gotten very good at recognizing something. Whenever I have an idea or whenever I have something that I'm mastering or perfecting, I'll be doing something and I'll realize immediately, this is for sale. Like, I could sell this. Like, is this something that I could tie into my brand? Is this something I could expand? Could I create a program out of this? Could I create an offer out of this? Could I create an academy out of this? So I'm constantly thinking about, what am I learning? How am I leveling up? And how can I be adding to my array of services to make new things available to an audience that's engaging with me? And some of that can be, and you got to kind of look at it 2 ways with this too, is sometimes you can be like, all right, in what ways can I create some things to attract new business? All right, that's number 1. The other angle of it is, what things can I do to, what program or what thing could I create to engage people who have already hired me and give them an additional step to take? I have one of my amazing clients right now that we're working on something for her where she's got an incredible program. It's her signature program. It's been her baby for, I think, a couple years now. She's got several success stories of people that have gone through her program. But one of the things that she does not have is she did not have a next step for them once they completed their program. So once they get through her program, they're done. They give her a testimonial, and then that's it. They don't have a next step. So we're currently developing that next step, and this new thing that we're creating, which I can't say who it is or what it is because I don't want to give it away, is we're currently creating something that's going to be super exciting for the people that have already worked with her, and going to give them an opportunity to re-engage past clients. And she's very excited about it, and her clients that she's told about it are very excited about it. So it's a great way to think about, how can I create and engage something that's going to connect with new business as well as engage past clients and past business. All right, good morning, Celia, thanks for coming in. Lindy, good morning to you as well. All right, Amanda, good morning. Let's keep going. That was number 1. So identify and expand your hireable superpowers. What we're talking about this morning, y'all, is 5 ways to either start up or level up your branding and attract new business. Okay, number 2 is to create or update your value proposition. Create or update your value proposition. Now, your value proposition is basically it's your power statement. It's your value statement. It's basically when somebody asks you, what do you do? How do you answer that question? Now, I will tell you, this is probably one of the biggest misses for many startup entrepreneurs. Like, y'all, do we all just want to be honest and just testify here for a second? Do you, like, have all of us had the experience, all of us, I'm going to say us, have all of us had the experience where somebody asks you, what do you do? And you didn't know how to answer that question, and something lame came out. I know it did. Somebody asked Justin, so I heard you started your own business. So what do you do? I'm a business coach. That came out, right? Somebody are like, I sell oils, or I coach kids, or I'm a life coach, right? Do you want to give me a yup in the chat stream? Give me a hashtag yup in the chat stream. I'll wait. We've all done it, haven't we? Where you didn't know how to answer that question. So this is so important. It's so embarrassing, Camille, isn't it? And why do we struggle with this? The reason why, there's two reasons why we struggle with this. Most of us have a hard time bragging on ourselves, right? So I think a lot of people think when someone asks you, what do, you immediately feel like, well, if I really try to talk up my business, then I'm being arrogant or cocky. That's not the case. It's a matter of you've just got to take time to articulate this. This is something that I actually help my clients with. You've got to be able to identify and explain confidently what you do and how you do it. Now, this is a very simple way to kind of frame this. So this is kind of how you can do it. You can say, how do I say this? I want to say, this is who I am, helping who do what. Okay? You can just write that down if you're taking notes. This is who I am, helping who do what. So you want to explain who you are and how they can connect to you. You want to explain who you help and helping who do what. All right? So, for example, and I'm going to give you a couple angles of this. So again, number 2 is create or update your value proposition. And I do a whole broadcast on this, so I could sit and talk to this about an hour, but I don't want to. I just want to move past it. But I want to give you the basics of it, all right? So the reason why it's called a value proposition, the reason why I call it a value proposition, a lot of people will call this a sales proposition. I don't like calling it a sales proposition because I don't want it to feel salesy. It needs to communicate your value without feeling salesy. This is not the same thing as an elevator speech. All right? A lot of people confuse this with an elevator speech. An elevator speech is longer. And then what an elevator speech is basically, and the reason an elevator speech is called an elevator speech is basically an elevator speech is your 30 or 40-second pitch to a potential client, and it takes the same amount of time that it would get for you the bottom floor to the top floor in an elevator. And it became kind of known in the sales world that if you met somebody in an elevator and you got talking to them, you could give them their business pitch in your elevator before you get up there, right? So that's not an elevator pitch. An elevator pitch is different. A value proposition is just the way you communicate your value briefly and confidently in 1 to 2 sentences. Very simple. So the way I communicate my value proposition, you guys hear me say it every single morning on my lives. Guys, my name is Justin Kaplan. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I've introduced myself. I am a startup business mentor and a branding strategist that specializes in helping startup entrepreneurs turn your passion, your ideas, your gifting into a profitable and sustainable brand that rises up in this digital marketplace to draw in the 21st century consumers that want and need what you have to offer. I say that exact same thing every single morning. Now, that statement is a presentation statement. So I will say that every day the way I'll say that on my lives. I'll say that on my podcast. That's how I introduce myself when I am in a presentation mode. But I'm so comfortable saying that I can say that without looking at a script. Because I say it every day. I say it all the time. But I practice it. But a couple key things about that thing is, so my name is Justin Kaplan. JustinKaplanPro.com is my website. I'm a startup business mentor and a branding strategist. That's who I am, right? Remember I said, who am I, helping who do what? So I am a startup business mentor and branding strategist that specializes, now I'm turning it to you, in helping startup entrepreneurs startups. That's my mission. That's my passion. Helping startup entrepreneurs turn your passion, your gifting, your idea into a profitable and sustainable brand. So I'm shifting into do what? Helping you, startup entrepreneurs, turn your passion, your gifting, your idea into a profitable and sustainable brand that rises up in this digital marketplace to draw in the 21st century consumer that wants and needs what you have to offer. So when I helping who? Startup entrepreneurs, I'm talking to you. Do what? I'm communicating a couple key things. I'm communicating every day that I help you turn your passion, your idea, your gifting into a profitable, money-making brand that leverages the online space and attracts the 21st century consumers that want and need what you have to offer. Because I don't want you having to chase people, and I want to eliminate frustration and inconsistency and lack of results from you. So I'm communicating a couple of key things to you that I really want you to know, that I focus on profitability, I focus on effectiveness, I focus on leveraging the online space and attracting the 21st century consumer so you don't have to chase people. So I get all of that into 2 sentences. Now, again, this is a presentation mode. So when I communicate this on a live, I'm communicating it in a presentation mode. But the reason why I say this, and the reason why it's so important to either create this for yourself or update this for yourself, is because you have to get so comfortable saying this that you can bend it in any conversation that you're having, whether it's online or whether it's live and in person. So if I go to the gym and I'm running on a treadmill next to Bubba business owner, and then maybe this guy is just starting up his own gym, and he sees me wearing a t-shirt that says "You have a gift, let's bring it to life," and JC Pro branding and business development on the back, and I'm running, he's like, "Hey, you a business owner?" I'm like, "Yeah, nice to meet you, Bubba." And he's like, "What do you do? Can you tell me a bit about your business?" "Yeah, what I do is I actually specialize in helping startups. People are just starting up a business, and I help them leverage the online space, get their branding done right, and build a business that's profitable, leveraging the online space and attracting the customers that really want and need what they have to offer." I can personalize it. So for Bubba, who's running on a treadmill that's only gotten 10 seconds from me, I can spit that out and give him something enough to be like, "Cool. Do you have a business card? Do you have a website?" "Absolutely. Here you go. Check out JustinCaplanPro.com. You can get all the details there. I'd love to connect with you. Can I get your cell number?" "Absolutely." Or if I'm at the grocery store and I come up in a line and there's a 65-year-old woman there that's unloading her groceries, and she's a little calmer and she's a little, she's a little bit not so aggressive, and she's standing there and she sees my hoodie or she sees my shirt and she's like, "Are you a business coach?" I'm like, "Yes, ma'am, I am." She's like, "Can you tell me how that works? I've never worked with a business coach before." But yeah, absolutely. So if you have a gift, if you have an idea, if you have something that you're really passionate about, what I do is I help you take that gift and that idea, and I help you build a business from it. I'll teach you how to really leverage the online space and create a business structure that presents itself and attracts people that want exactly what you have to offer, and make it really digitally present so we can engage people in the right way and build a business from it. Is that something that you're interested in doing? So I gotta have a different approach whether I'm talking to Bubba or whether I'm talking to Grandma, because each of those people are different personality types. But I'm so confident in what I say and how I say it and what I do and how I do it that I can bend that value proposition to fit the conversation of the person that I'm talking to. All right? But I will tell you this. I can't remember the last time that somebody asked me what I do and I said, "Oh, I'm a business coach," because I've practiced it. This is a matter of practice. This is so important. Celia, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. All right? So that's what I'm talking about, y'all. If you've never done this, you need to create your value proposition. And if you have a value proposition already, it might be a good time for you to update it, possibly, and maybe refresh it, because you have probably changed over the years. And so you may want, I've refreshed my value proposition probably 3 or 4 times in almost going on 6 years now. 3 or 4 times in 6 years. And now I've been on my one for the past easily 2.5, because I feel like I've got it the way I want it. But updating your value proposition is important and it's powerful. All right. So again, guys, we're talking about 5 strategic ways to either start up or level up your branding and attract new business. Okay. So number 1 was identify or expand your hireable superpowers. Number 2 is create or update your value proposition. Number 3 is expand your brand into multiple platforms. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on this one, but if I'm just gonna say this, if you've been in the game for a little while, and how do I say this? This is what let me say this first. When you first start branding and you first start building a business, my advice for you is to focus on one platform first and master it. Okay? Focus on one platform first and master it. So I did this wrong when I first started, and I did it wrong because I had a coach that I hired that told me the best way for me to become known and become known quickly was to be everywhere all the time. It's like, basically, anytime anybody pulls up a social network, you want them to see you. I'm like, okay, so I was on Facebook, personal and business, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, Pinterest even. I was everywhere. I was posting everywhere. It was a nightmare. It was an absolute time-sucking nightmare. And guess how much my results matched my effort? 0. Snake eyes. 0. Okay. So what I found after months and months and months of being so frustrated and so exhausted, I found Periscope and I started live streaming. I found Periscope and I started live streaming. And so I found Periscope and I started doing live streaming, and I realized that I was really good at live streaming. So I cut off everything. I stopped Facebook, I stopped Instagram, I stopped everything, and I went all in on Periscope to get really, really good at Periscope. And I think if I recall, I went 8 months. 8 months all in on Periscope until Periscope was effortless to me. It didn't stress me out anymore. I knew exactly what I was doing and how I was doing it, and I was all in, and I was building a tribe, and I was mastering the process of live broadcasting on Periscope. Then I added my second platform, Facebook, and I started working Facebook in combination with Periscope. So I tell you this, and I see Michelle says, so not Facebook and Instagram, just one. It's all a matter of your skill set, and it's all a matter of your ability. If social media stresses you out and if you find it difficult, I want you to narrow in on one platform and get really good and really consistent on one platform. Build a tribe there, focus there. You need to get yourself to a point where that one platform does not stress you out. You've got a smooth running process. You're running like a machine, and you've got that thing narrowed down. And then once you've got to that point, then maybe you expand your brand into another platform and start working that one. But once you expand into a new platform, your first platform should not suffer because of your addition of a second. And what a lot of people struggle with is they're trying to do too much in too many places, and they're inconsistent everywhere. And they're not building a tribe anywhere because they haven't gotten consistent and really, really good on that one platform. It's very important to really, really get good on one platform, and that takes some research, right? It takes some testing, some content strategies. It takes really intentionally engaging with people. I mean, when I started on Periscope, I was spending hours a day on Periscope, not just sharing content, right? I was spending 1 hour a day sharing content. I was spending probably 2 to 3 hours a day connecting in other broadcasts, following other people, building relationships, attracting new clients. I was doing a lot of work, really, really building up a tribe. And then after 8 months, I had a great solid tribe that was sharing for me, connecting for me, inviting new people. And I felt like I had momentum there that would carry on its own. So I'm like, all right, now I need to move to Facebook. So I went to Facebook. When I started on Facebook, I had probably 150 friends. And they were mostly just connections from work, friends, church, stuff like that. I had no business connections whatsoever. So Facebook, I did the same thing. I had to intentionally put an effort there. I had to change my content strategy there. I had to do some things differently. I had to reach out to new groups. I was friend requesting certain people, making connections with certain people, and I had to put an effort in. The problem is, most of y'all are trying, I'm not going to say most of y'all, a lot of y'all are trying to build tribes and build followings, but all you're doing is sharing content. That's it. That's not enough. Put in the chat stream that hashtag, that's not enough. Just sharing content is not enough. Sharing content is about 10% of what's necessary. Sharing content is great. Sharing content is necessary. Sharing content is basically opening your front door for business and telling people that you're open. But once you share content, you have got to find people. You've got to connect to people. You've got to be reaching out, looking for people, figuring out where is my tribe and how do I find them? How do I serve someone today? How do I help someone today? How do I make a new connection today? What groups are my type of people active in? What other broadcasters are broadcasting where I can go into that broadcast and engage with that broadcaster as well as the audience of that broadcaster? I need to be working my business. When a new restaurant drops a brand new restaurant in a town, they don't just create a menu, create a restaurant, turn on their open sign, open their door and be like, hope some people come. They work it, right? They reach out to their peers. They do marketing. They connect to people. They get into town. They network with other businesses. Like they're working their business to figure out what they got to do to attract and fill that restaurant up. The same goes for business. If all you are doing is sharing content, it's not enough. You've got to engage beyond your content. Good morning, Sam, and good morning, Carice. All right, so expand your brand to multiple platforms. This is not for everybody. Some of you guys may have mastered one platform, and it might be a good time for you to maybe step out into Instagram. Some of y'all may need to maybe want to move over to TikTok and start doing some fun stuff on TikTok. I know a lot of my business peers that are really engaging on TikTok and doing some fun stuff on TikTok. TikTok is a fast-growing platform, and there is business there. Maybe it's going to be YouTube for you, where you want to build up a YouTube library, but it might be a good time for you to expand into a new network. However, some of y'all want to make sure that you don't expand into new networks until you've mastered the one that you're at, okay? That's number 3. Number 4, I got 2 left for you. Number 4 is to identify and or update your 3 to 5 core themes or core topics. What this means, y'all, is from a branding perspective, again, what we're talking today is 5 strategic ways to either start up or level up your branding and attract new business. So when I talk about your core themes, I think it's very, very important for every business, no matter what type of business you are, to identify what are the core themes of my brand. What are the core subjects that I want my brand to be known for? So for example, my core themes are 21st century branding strategy, social media marketing strategy, personal development for business owners, and content monetization. Those are my 4 themes. So 21st century branding strategy, social media marketing strategy, personal development for business owners, and content monetization. Okay? So those four are everything that makes up my content and my services. You will never ever hear me teach anything, share anything, or sell anything that does not align with those 4 core themes. So today would fall under 21st century branding strategy. Yesterday, what did I talk about? Your HIREABLE superpowers. That's 21st century branding strategy combined with content monetization, right? So sometimes I get really heavy into personal development, and I'm teaching personal development principles for business owners. Sometimes I get really heavy into social media. I teach how to run Facebook. I just spent, that last piece about social media, I'm tapping a little bit into social media marketing strategy. But everything that I teach falls in line with those 4 core themes: 21st century branding strategy, social media marketing strategy, personal development for business owners, and content monetization. So to tie to that, that's what all of my content is made up of. So anytime I'm ever creating content, or anytime I have an idea for a video or anything I want to share, I ask myself, which of those 4 themes does it fall into? And if it does not fall under one of those 4 themes, I'm not sharing it, because that's what I'm known for. That's the backbone of my business. That's my baby, right? So all of my content, what this does, I want you to get this, is when you identify your core themes and you really, really get narrow as to what you want to be the subject matter expert of, it positions you. So would you guys say that, let's just test the theory, because most of y'all, if not all of you, have been following me for a while. So let's say, first of all, number 1, do you guys believe that I am the subject matter expert in 21st century branding strategy? Yes or no? Do you guys believe that I am probably not the only, but a subject matter expert in personal development? Do you believe I'm a subject matter expert in social media marketing strategy? Probably the on that one, because I'm really, really good at social media marketing strategy. And do you believe I'm a subject matter expert at content monetization, how to sell what's in your mind, how to monetize your mind? So those things are things that I've taught you week after week, day after day, month after month. That's my content. That's what I share. So when I'm constantly teaching within those 4 themes, I'm positioning myself in your mind as the subject matter expert on those things. So when I position myself in your mind as that subject matter expert, then when you're thinking about, man, I really need some help with social media, I really need to figure this social media thing out, I need to reach out to Justin. I think Justin can help me. I need some help with my branding. I really need to figure out how to get my branding right. I need to reach out to Justin. Man, I just can't seem to figure out how to run this business. I'm struggling with routine. I'm struggling with my schedule. You know, I think Justin might be able to help me with that. I need to figure out how to monetize all these ideas that I have in my head. I think Justin can help with that, right? So that's positioning. That's positioning myself in your mind through my content. All right, so content is what positions you, but it has to be strategic and it has to be structured into themes. Now, to tie to that, everything that I sell, every program that I offer, every academy that I have, and every service that I have also aligns with those 4 themes. So when you are engaging with me and viewing me as a subject matter expert for something, then if you go to my website, you will see services and products and programs that directly align with how I have positioned myself in your mind. Does that make sense? So your core themes are crucial. Because if you don't establish what your core themes are, a lot of times people can get caught up with just kind of sharing whatever comes to their mind, but nobody really knows what angle you're coming from. And I think it's good to communicate to people what your core themes are. Y'all, this is what I'm going to specialize. This is what I'm going to focus on this month. And I've never come right out and be like, guys, this is my core themes. But I have done things like, guys, listen, I'm going to put a lot of focus on branding strategy this month, because I really feel like this is something that you need. Or some weeks I'll be like, guys, we're going to spend a lot of time on personal development because I really feel like business owners are struggling to be business owners. So we're going to really spend some time on how to be a great business owner. Guys, I'm going to spend a lot of time this week on social media, and I really want to help you with Facebook and TikTok and Instagram and really learning how to leverage your effort there and get as many results as possible. So I'm bringing up to you, I'm telling you, this is what I'm focusing on, and I'm making people want to engage and get that information. I give a lot of free resources. I give a lot of help. I give a lot of guidance, because that's what I want to be known for. That is my position. So number 4 is identify or update your 3 to 5 core themes. Your 3 to 5 core themes are your position. And the reason why I say 3 to 5, because I think 3 is just enough. I think if you have less than 3, you're too singular. And I think 5 is max. You don't want to have more than 5, because if you have more than 5, it's just too many. It's just too much stuff. People are like, I don't really know what you specialize in. There's just too many things. So I have 4. I'm right in the middle. All right. But you think about, imagine this, y'all. Think about, like, you want to introduce myself? I am a startup business mentor, and I am a branding strategist. Okay. But branding is not my only thing. Branding is my baby. Branding is my specialty. I love talking about branding. But if the only thing I ever talked about was branding, that would make me very singular, right? And a lot of y'all would be bored. I mean, imagine if 365 days a year, I'm just talking about branding. That's all I ever talk about. There's good information in there, but people need, that's why I'm a startup business mentor first. Startup business is my umbrella. Branding is my specialty. So everything that I teach, my 4 core themes, 21st century branding strategy, social media marketing strategy, personal development for business owners, and content monetization, all 4 of those fit under my umbrella as a startup business mentor. Does that make sense? Give me a yes in the chat stream if I'm making a lot of sense for you this morning, all right? Because this is good stuff. This is stuff that people pay me for, and you're getting it for free this morning, all right? So I hope you're taking mad notes, because this is very effective stuff. If you can get these things right, it will dramatically improve how much engagement you get, how much growth you get, and how many results you acquire if you get these things right, okay? That's number 4. Most people don't teach this stuff, probably because most people don't understand it, okay? Identify, update your 3 to 5 core themes. That's number 4. Number 5, the last one, a quick one. I'm going to get you out of here, all right? Number 5 is intentionally expand your network. That goes for whether you are brand new or whether you've been at it for a while. Intentionally expand your network. Intentionally connecting to new people. I've already kind of touched on that a little bit with expanding your brand to multiple platforms. But this is, I think, it's very, very important. And I did this heavily for at least my first 2 years in business. Was I would spend hours a day, multiple hours a week, intentionally connecting to new people. Because I had to. Nobody knew me. Nobody handed me an audience. Nobody handed me influence. When I started, I was brand new. I was a baby. I had 100+ followers on Facebook. I was a 0 on Periscope. I started from 0 on Periscope. I started from 0 on Instagram. I was nobody. Nobody knew me. And I had to build from 0. I had to establish my position. I had to establish my influence. And I did that in large part by intentionally creating a network. I mean, it was very simple. I mean, when I started on Periscope, I would do a live broadcast, and my mission was to connect to one new person every single day and just be helpful, be valuable. And those guys that Keith just put in the broadcast earlier, he was one of my original followers. One day, Keith came into my broadcast, and I connected to Keith. And Keith, I let him know I appreciated him, was excited about him meeting him, and couldn't wait to get to know him more and hoped I see him in a future broadcast. And I just intentionally connected. And then when I wasn't making connections by people coming to me, then I would go out and find them. All right? Where can I find people that need what I sell? And one of the number one ways that I did, I'll just let my cat out of the bag. One of the number one ways that I attracted new clients, new connections to me, was I found broadcasters that were very similar to me. I found influential people that had been around longer than me, that had audiences way bigger than me, and I figured out what their broadcast schedule, and I would go into their broadcast. I would commit my time to their broadcast every day. I'd go into their live broadcast. I would engage with them, but I would also engage the audience. So if I go into a broadcast, I'm listening to some other influencer talking about branding strategy, I would go into the broadcast and I would add value to it. I would support the broadcaster. But let's say Celia comes into the broadcast and Celia makes a great comment. I would respond to Celia. Celia, loved that comment. Great statement. Glad to meet you in here. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that. Then I'd go to Celia and I'd follow her. Guess what's happened? Celia, also Justin followed you. She's like, oh, that's nice. Justin followed me. And she's going to go back and she's going to look me up. Oh, Justin also specializes in branding. He does live broadcasts too. I'll follow him. And so all of a sudden you're following. Now I got a follower. And then I write down in my notes, Celia Kibler. Let's see if I can find her on Facebook. As soon as that broadcast is over, I would go to Facebook, look me up. There she is, Celia Kibler, friend request. Then a few minutes later, oh, Celia accepted my friend request. Celia's going, oh, that's nice. That guy from Periscope friend requested me. She accepts the friend request. Then I go into Facebook Messenger. Celia, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. Loved interacting with you and so-and-so's broadcast this morning. Appreciate you accepting the friend request. Just excited to get to know you and be connected. I hope you have a beautiful day. And I connect to you there, and I'm out, right? So now I've got a connection. Now I've got a list. Look out for Celia Kibler. Then tomorrow I go broadcasting. And now I'm broadcasting. Bing, here comes Celia. Celia comes in the room. Celia, good morning. Thank you so much for coming to my broadcast. So appreciate it. So excited to have you here. I made her feel like a VIP in my room. And Celia's like, I really like this guy. He is very attentive. And all of a sudden she's hired me. Now Celia is one of my favorite clients on the planet because I put an effort into getting to know her. And I think Celia would probably attest to this, that I invested a ton of time and energy into her before she ever hired me. I'm going to say that again. Y'all hear me what I just said? I invested a ton of time and energy into her before she ever hired me. That is a business principle. I believe wholeheartedly. Now we're best friends, Celia. I believe wholeheartedly. And good morning to you, Lawrence. I see you, buddy. I believe wholeheartedly that you need to be investing in your people before they will invest in you. And feel free to write that down in your notes. Somebody can put that in the chat stream if you want to. You need to be investing in your people before you can expect them to invest in you. Doesn't mean that I need to be investing my money into you, but I need to be investing my time, my energy, my resources, and my knowledge into you before I can expect you to make a monetary investment in me. And I think a lot of you, if not all of you, would say the same, because there's a lot of people in here that have paid me a lot of money over the years. And I think every one of you could say the same story. Probably every one of y'all have the same story. Yep, I remember where I found Justin. Yep, I remember when he sent me that message through Messenger. I remember when I started following him on Periscope. I remember when I remember who invited me. I remember how we connected. I remember the first download we had. I remember the first phone conversation we had. I remember how much he poured into me, and then I remember the day that I hired him. There was a whole lot that happened before the day that you hired me. Now I do have a small percentage of people that just they get suggested to me. We have a quick phone call and they hire me, and I'm able to acquire new clients quickly just through referrals. But I wouldn't say 95% of my business are people that I intentionally invest my time and energy and resources in, and eventually they realize this is the guy. This is the guy for me, and I'm going to hire him. So when I put number 5, intentionally expand your network, that is something that is the number one way that I can tell you to attract new clients, is you've got to find people to invest your energy, your time, your resources, and your knowledge into, because those are going to be the people that are going to come back. Okay? That's what I got for today, y'all. That was a 46-minute broadcast, but hopefully it was a good one for you. There's my summary of points on the screen, my quote of the day from Sir Richard Branson, as well as the 5 points. And then just a quick reminder, y'all, if you're on my app, download the JC Pro app. If you do not have it, is it available in the App Store, the iOS App Store, as well as the Google Play App Store? If you search for it on your App Store, look for Justin Kaplan Pro. Or you can simply go to your web browser, type in JustinKaplanPro.com. That'll bring up a quick web page that has both links, and that'll get you there easily. And would love for you to get that. And all my notes, all my broadcasts, everything is posted in there, so you can get that in the app for free. It's a free app. It's available to anybody, and I'd love to have you there. Yes, Celia, I will be in open office for my inner circles. All my inner circles, I will be live in my open office at 9 a.m. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate all you guys. I know 47 minutes of your time is so incredibly valuable, so I appreciate your time this morning. I appreciate your attention. I appreciate your engagement. I love your engagement. Makes the broadcast better when you are here, all right? So, guys, have a beautiful day. Be intentional with your time today. If you need anything from me, feel free to reach out to me. My website is JustinKaplanPro.com. My email is JustinKaplanPro@gmail.com. And my app, go to jcproapp.com. Download the app. Get connected with me there. All my best stuff is on that app. And I'd love to get that thing downloaded on your phone. Thank you, Sam. Have a great day, y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all around the web, all right? Bye-bye.